So my fellow awardees, just hearing you talk about your stories, your journeys, your experiences, your circumstances, how powerful of a message, yet again, for everyone in this town to hear and to acknowledge, quite frankly, of what is possible when somebody just gets a little bit of support and help. So I want you to keep doing what you're doing because you set that tone and example for all of us, and you give the inspiration of what's possible, and the difference that you're making is truly invaluable for the people that will come behind you. I'd like to first also start by thanking my mother. She actually always invested in me. She didn't have a lot, but she did have a lot of energy, and she poured it all in me. She made sure I had a roof over my head. She made sure that I got an empowering education. And she always really thought about what was the best for me. And one of the things that really she kind of thought through very well was getting me connected with COE at the right time in my life. Maureen is certainly right. It is a shame that I am the only person from my football team that went to college, because it wasn't because those other players didn't have the potential. It was because they didn't have the exposure to what was possible. And to thank my old crew from General Electric. They never stopped investing in me either. It's rare that you get to be a part of a company for 30 years these days, and it's rare that you can say that you were able to exceed your expectations in an organization. I started in General Electric, like I said, 30 years ago. I started as an analyst, and I left as one of the top 20 people in the company. Not something I could have imagined. Not something I could have imagined, nor could I have imagined the journey I'm taking now as a corporate board director and investor. From GE, it was Keith Sharon who actually reintroduced me to COE about 5 years ago. It was actually an easy reintroduction. It was an easy thing for me to say yes to because of the impact that COE had on my life of opening my eyes to what really is possible. I'd also like to thank Don Torrey as well as Janelle Jefferson, along with Dudley Williams, who are also here from GE, part of my old business, and they are now today working with State Street Corporation, who also has people here tonight. They were incredible fundraising partners with me for COE, and I hope the work that we have done for the organization will help make a difference in many people's lives for the years to come. But Don, Janelle, Dudley, your work is actually not done yet. You have more work to do to help more students. You know, everybody, I used to tell people in my old company, I've never seen anybody give themselves a promotion or a pay raise. Somebody actually has to do that for you. Somebody has to reach down and pull you forward. Jeff Immelt did that for me. He gave me an opportunity to spend a decade of my career abroad, a third of my time in the company. He took that risk on me. You know, he opened up doors that allowed me to be in places like Thailand, Russia, Middle East, other parts of Asia, places that I, growing up in North Carolina and Virginia, couldn't have even imagined that I would be spending time one day. But he allowed me to do that. He allowed me to actually run a business that had 40,000 people. He allowed me to run another business that had 20,000 people in it. He let me be that steward and to be responsible for all those teams and families that were behind those businesses. I think that I tell you that because it shows you what the potential is in people. All these stories here tonight that you heard on this stage, these are probably stories that you don't see in the media when they talk about people. They tell a very different story. But you look at all these fantastic outcomes here on the stage. I just want you to know that somebody has to do that. Somebody has to reach back and pull people forward. But before I depart, I'd like to thank all the teachers in the room. You actually show students the light every day. You're the enabling force that plants the seed for what's possible. And your role is no more important today because of this fast world that we live in with all the digital development. You're the gateway that the next generation of engineers, scientists, and business leaders will pass through. And I look forward to all the great work that you will continue to do with these students, as well as with COE.